All right, I think I'm good on this end. Um, so you've got some feedback. You've got some exciting feedback you wanted to get um, in the audio airwaves instead of just writing it by text. So you had some conversations with some people.
Are you talking to me?
Yeah.
Yeah. So this morning space, we recorded it. It's only an hour. Some of that went down. So I think the first thing was I reached out to Durkee Turkey about the voting system, and he absolutely loves that idea. Um, so I think voting with your meme coin is a really strong idea. Good feedback from him. Um, and then uh yeah, so in our space, one of the guys from Tang Gang has like worked helping produce a couple of reality shows, I guess. um and obviously everyone's feedback is grain of salt, like you gotta. But what he was, I think he seemed really passionate about not just putting hexagons in the house if the goal is to be onboarding people into pulse chain, and to go like maybe 4 hexagons and then 2 Solana guys or girls and 2 Ethereum people, or something like that, different chains, you know what I mean?
Yeah, so you're not just saying hexagons, you're saying pulsicons, and not just to have it pulsicons, instead do it cross chains.
Yeah, obviously by hexagons I mean pulse chain people.
Yeah, but you just said you were talking to somebody in the Tang Gang, so
Yeah, no. So his input was to not only just have people from our chain in this house, and
yeah.
to sprinkle in other chains, like personalities from different chains that can like get get attention from outside of our little sphere.
Well,
So definitely something to think about with that. um it was a pretty overwhelming response to do like 50-50 guys and girls. I was surprised by that. Not just guys, not just girls, but both.
right.
And then I know there was at least one other thing.
Let me ask you this: how many girls were in the space?
I know. I know that, dude. I know. Isn't that funny?
Did you
So
get any?
there's ways to approach that, of course. Um oh yeah, so like mostly the feedback I got was either no live streaming, or at least like keeping it limited for live streaming.
That's interesting.
Yeah, I thought that was interesting too.
Did they have any comments towards? Let's see. Like whenever we do the live streaming, it'll be kind of like an initial interaction show, sneak peek sort of thing, and then later on the episodes will be released. So did they talk anything about the timing of the two, how they'll
Yeah.
be separate times?
Yeah. So um and nobody was opposed to live streaming, just I think keeping it segmented, because everyone seems to be jumping to, if you're live streaming too much, you're like, why would we want to watch the episodes? That's kind of what the feedback was. Like you're gonna either spoil everything, or people are gonna feel like they've seen everything.
Right. Left House was talking about how uh, we should keep it to where like there's something that stays mysterious and it only unveils there at the end. So it's like you knew that the drama had happened, but you weren't given the full extent, the explanation until the show. It's almost
Yeah.
like those two things should be backwards. Like, you know, go find the old records of the live stream in order to see what the ending was.
Oh yeah, that's funny. Yeah, I don't know. There's
So with the
obviously,
cross,
I think you want live streaming, but I don't think you want too much of it. So I think limiting it is probably, in some ways, probably a good idea.
so speaking of the cross chain stuff, I like it. I like the idea. I had the idea. Um, I just, because I've been posting this stuff everywhere, trying to get people to apply, and I've only had limited intrigue from females.
Yeah, we're
And
not
of
dealing with
course,
very many of them.
I've gone knocking, on the door of females as well, just to let them know, hey, this thing's here. This might be fun for you. Or at least warm them up to the idea, like if this thing becomes something really cool, then okay, they missed out this time, but the mood is all cool, so they might join next time.
Yeah,
um so with the cross chain stuff though, it's like, okay, well, if if we have that, then what is our daily activity still a pulse train transaction, or do we
yeah,
change that up?
yeah. So I really do think it's a good idea to like entertain this idea, but I'm kind of like with that idea, like unfolding all the layers. And so yeah, it would be either something that you have to like completely reformat like the daily stuff, or just do hexagons, because it is called hex house, right?
No, no, it's not. No,
Oh, it's not. What's it called?
no.
Oh, it's, we don't know the name.
Yeah, I've kind of like withheld my
Oh, okay,
my
okay.
idea of what it might be called. But so like the hex house thing, um that's sort of like, whenever I'm sitting here brainstorming about things, I'm doing placeholders, and sometimes I have to put down on paper something's name. So
We call
the
that a working title.
okay, so the hashtag hex house A01 is audition number one of the hex house thing. That's what I did as a hashtag, but that's just so that I could find the stuff later.
Yeah.
Whenever it was that Trap Gravity and I were talking like a year or two ago, um, he wanted to brag about how he went to RG3 in the early days and said, "Hey, there could be a reality TV show," and RG3's like, I already had that idea during the movie. We had everything laid out. Um, and so his idea was to call it Hex House. And dude, you're really bad about muting your mic.
Oh, sorry.
Um, so originally, like, the idea was called Hex House, from Trap's thoughts, and then also like Trap and I have in common hexagonism, and I want Richard's um, teachings, or his self help stuff to come out in this, and so it has the tie to hex, um, but it should be like a more broad thing. This is for pulse chain exposure, so more broad name. And I have a name that was given to me from someone, and I've just withheld finalizing. And I kind of like have to have this feeling, or if somebody else comes up with something and it really has a good feeling to it, then that would be awesome. And maybe some of these guys who are making the teasers, maybe they'll bring something up with a whole feel of the nostalgia, the maybe some music applied to something. Um, so with the name, like, if I was to just start putting the name all over the idea that's been given to me all over posters, then I would have to go and buy the domain name as well, and do the Twitter handle. So that's the reason why I hadn't pulled the trigger on those things yet.
besides being swept off my feet by something.
So I just had an idea, because pretty much all the women that are in the space, not just the RH ecosystem, just like crypto, X, Twitter, just in general, they're all scattered around the place from chain to chain. But most of like the broad picture of women that are in the industry are like highly platformed. You get where I mean? Like,
yeah,
they already have like, they're like their own brand pretty much already, because that's just how men already make it for women. So incorporating, like, if you didn't want to incorporate like the Hex name or something like that, but you still wanted to keep the sci-vibe thing going, that would kind of like, just having like those like daily affirmations that are from sci-vibe would like, I don't know, try to get them to understand what that is before, like, not even before, but while it's happening, and then while we're going through it, they'll sit there and be like, oh, where's that from? And it'd be like, oh, this is from Richard's book. You know what I mean? Like, somehow direct it towards that way, because you know how people are. As soon as they hear his name, they're automatically turned off by anything weird.
I now hearing you say this, I actually like this idea more, because it's literally from minute one built in conflict between these four people who like aren't necessarily fans of Richard Hart, and the other four people who are clearly fans of Richard Hart.
Yeah, so like, for me, like, just the concept right now of like what we're talking about, like, this literally just came to my head. It was just like, well, if you keep the name away from Hex or Pulse Chain, but then you let them know like, oh, these are the coins that we're gonna use because of throughput, and the reason why we're doing this is because of we want to build a community, but we want you guys to actually see the type of people that are in the community that are actually building, versus the people who are just on X and Twitter complaining. And then lead into what the book is preaching, or what the book is teaching.
So can you re-sum that up?
So instead of just choosing like a certain amount of women from the ecosystem that we're already in, we'll go and reach out to DAOs and other ecosystems that already have probably people who would be down to do this type of thing, but then at the same time, they're not looking for oh, pay me to do this type of thing, and then get them to understand why we're doing this, so that they can understand that it's like we're all doing that, we're all in crypto to make crypto flourish, and it's not just like you against me and me against you and my coin against your coin type of thing. But then when it comes to playing around with the game that we're playing, we'll only be using one ecosystem's gas coin. You know what I mean? Like, one main coin that we all, like, we obviously know that we're going to work with, which is obviously going to be Pulse, and having the Pulse faucet. And the reason why they would understand that is because the person that's helping pay for all this would rather just use the funds that they have, versus trying to pull funds from a bunch of different ecosystems to make this thing happen. Kind of get where I'm going?
Yeah. Where do y'all think we can get some gals or But what do you? Okay, so you think the ratio should be 4 and 4, half and half, and then maybe have it to where it's 2 of each sex from on and off chain.
Yeah, I think if you're gonna do guys and girls, having it split 50-50 gender wise is probably the only way that works, right?
Well, I don't know. Like, we might, excuse me for saying this, but we might start having it to where crypto has it to where, like, there's a token black guy, there's a token chick.
Yeah. Nah, facts.
That's true.
Because
Yeah.
like in my head, I want to get more. I do want to get more black and brown people into this space so that they understand that they're not missing out on another financial opportunity to make themselves the bank. You know what
Dude,
I mean?
like
Like,
it, yeah.
like as if like when we were, the whole reason why hip hop was created was because of the thought process that Malcolm X and the Black Panthers and everybody was trying to go with. So like having them not miss out on a new version, but then now everybody's included and it's not an all exclusive thing to one type of demographic would, you know what I mean? It would help out way better. And then like then people would be able to choose which and where they would want to go later on once they're already in this thing and they don't miss the boat to what is actually happening and then end up just with a CBDC and stuck in the same financial situation and same system that they're already stuck in.
You guys brought your brains today, and I've left mine behind. I'm barely able to keep up with this conversation. So let's go to a comment that Wu had earlier. Let's see. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about the fundraising, that the Turkey Durkey conversation.
Those were actually two different conversations. We'll have a private conversation about the potential like investment.
Okay.
But Turkey loves the idea of being able to like as a community, if you want to like send your meme coin to like either get your meme coin highlighted in some way or be able to just manipulate what's happening during the show.
Okay, to get it highlighted or to manipulate something that's going to happen. That's okay. So what did he think about costume situation?
I literally didn't even have to ask him. I know what he's going to want.
Okay, because that's a big deal. Is like, how on board is a community for competing against other communities to get their costume in the show?
Yeah, like I think it'd be fun to have a more in-depth conversation with him, maybe in one of these spaces. I just know he usually likes to do like a solo YouTube thing. I actually haven't ever seen him on a space now that I think of it.
He's the dick with butt guy, right?
Yeah.
I was I heard him, in the spaces when Dick with Butt was launched. And another all-time high.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah. That was like, wow, that was a while ago. Now he just does his YouTube channel, I think, for the most part. So we should make a point to get him on one of these.
And another thing, when it comes to like the other memes or the other, pretty much like the other costumes or memes, if we do split chains, what would who's Solana's meme, and then who's Cardano's meme? Because like XRP's supposed meme is a phoenix, you know what I mean, right now. And then like, so like, yeah, I'm just trying to figure out like, because then like most of the women that are in the industry, like I was saying before, like most of them are either in NFTs, they're in DAOs, or they're Bitcoin maxis.
All right. I figure that like some of the costumes might be sort of like dressing up like a ninja, where you've got like bands around your arms and a band around your head, and you've got, you know, tights on or something, as opposed to a big suit, like Sonya on Mortal Kombat, where she's not all fucked up like the rest of the players. She seems like a normal human, but she's got her flair too. Or the football team, the Patriots, where like their mascot's an actual human with you know, the flair on. But that would come up to the community. So like, you know, what if an XRP girl comes here, and then XRP isn't one of the people that want to dress anybody?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Or they're just like, I was thinking like Solana or Cardano, like somebody, they just do the corporate thing and they're just wearing a regular T-shirt with the logo on it, and then they got a headband on, and they're walking around like with their clipboard and everything, trying to, you know,
that might be actually really funny to like to visually see how like the personalities of the different
community.
chains.
Yeah, exactly. Because then you would see Richard's chain, and it'd just be like, I think it would be the most memeable and funny chain, because people would just be like, damn, I like this group so much better, and they sing, you know, like versus like you see like the soul dudes and like and girls, and they're probably just as fun, but they're just a little too more degen than we are. And like, yeah, versus like the Cardano people or like the XRP people being so much more corporate and suit and tie type of, yeah. I was just thinking of that.
All right. Well, I want to say, Woo, if you have any other ideas that you know, you just come across, and you think that it's public worthy, put them over there in the Telegram group, so that everybody who follows that stuff is able to start chewing on the idea. You know, the way that I see things is the sooner it comes into people's perspectives, the sooner they'll be able to start thinking about it, the sooner they'll have an analysis on it and pass it on.
Definitely, dude. Yeah, I've been thinking about this a lot. Like, I'm very excited about this. So like, yeah,
Cool.
Yeah. There's a lot more to figure out than you think. There's a lot of different avenues to think about. But yeah, let's talk one-on-one soon too. I'm coming to Austin. What's the date? In a little over a month, I'll be in Austin filming with Cash, and so we'll definitely have to meet up. And I'm sure we'll have a lot more figured out by then.
Do I know Cash? Is he one of the guys that's auditioned, or?
He was in the video that I sent for that.
Oh, okay. He was drinking the orange juice.
Yeah, he was the one. I don't know which one you watched at this point, but yeah, he's the darker skinned guy.
He's your buddy that's always in your videos.
Yeah.
Okay. So my big thing throughout this, like we got into the weeds of me talking about logo and name and branding and identity and nostalgia and theme song, that stuff. So that's a little bit of an issue for me. But another little bit of an issue for me, or a big issue, is just coming up with the planning of what these people are going to be doing day by day. And so I put out an initial plan, and then now it's like, okay, uh, whatever ideas come forward and are good ideas that we're wanting to adopt, then okay, how do they fit or change the existing plan? And then so we need to have, you know, like some substance that stays the same, and then we alter it as new things come along.
I was gonna ask Left House, but I didn't have time in the last space. Because, and I've never even thought about this, but writing a script specifically for a reality TV show, I know there must be a format for it, but it would definitely at least be beneficial for us to kind of try and write out a script, because that's like a really good way to like get all your ideas more concrete. You're getting it out of your head, and then you can like scrap stuff from the script or whatnot, and that way you can really compartmentalize everything. I think it's going to be important to like have to, in order to make the episodes uniform, to have like a ritual that's going to happen on maybe every day or every episode, like a voting thing or whatever the ritual is. I think that would help episodically.
So let me walk you through the ideas that I've had so far, where people will wake up at like 4:30 in the morning. That's when you leave your room.
Shit.
Yeah. And then you've got an hour to do like your shower and your diary, video diary moment, to where you're talking about what you're thinking about. And then I think in between then you'll have like your lesson of what is the Richard Hart self-help lesson of the day. That way the rest of the day you're able to meditate on that. We get you breakfast, you exit the property, and so it's early morning, you go out into the landscape and you start um, rummaging up the social, um, charismatic situations that you need in order to survive out there and play this game. And then there's a curfew in the afternoon to be back at the house in order for you to do another diary video moment, before going into the what are they called, sensory deprivation time period. So that's the I might be missing something that's been added just newly, or recently, but that's kind of like what a day looks like.
I think it would be cool if you get your like sci-vibe thing in the morning. I think it would be cool if the entire group got a different one every day, but as a group.
And then how would they play off each other? How would so like right now the idea with the sci-vive lesson per day is to quiz them in the end. So you think it should just be random which one is taught to which person on which day, so that all of them kind of get mixed up? And if they talk to each other about their lessons, they might start to get confused because they're not synchronized.
No, I just think as like a viewer, I would rather watch them all get the same lesson at the same time.
Okay, same lesson.
And also like thinking about production of that, it's way too much to like try and cut in of boring stuff. It's not like reading the lesson one time and like touching base on that one time is like, I think all you would want.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I thought I heard you say opposite.
Oh, no. Like the whole group gets read one lesson each day
Yes.
at the same time.
Yes.
Yeah, that's my thought.
They have their learning time period basically right after they wake up, or right after they right before they leave their room in the morning, let's say. But there's going to be so much in this current plan right now, how the days are laid out. There's so much sensory deprivation time period that people are going to be like doing sit-ups and push-ups, waiting for the time to pass. You're going to have well over the amount of time that you would need to sleep. So you'll have some meditation time. You'll have some sit there and stare at the ceiling, even though whenever sensory deprivation happens, then you're supposed to not be seeing anything or hearing anything. So anything else to add before we cut it off?
Did you say you might need help with like graphics and ideas for like? Okay, I can help you out.
Yeah, definitely. So I've contacted
just DM me about this stuff so we can keep the names and stuff private.
So I've contacted a few people. I think a few of them are promising. If I really put the heat to their feet. One person's very professional, and they already know about the postcards group, so they're interested in just going ahead and starting on the postcards group, while it is that I corral enough stuff about the reality TV show to give them.
Nice.
Recently, I've been playing around with the AI that makes a still image into a motion picture for 15 seconds or whatever.
Oh, nice. We've been talking about that.
So I thought that would be fun to play around with that and have those things to send folks that I'm wanting to do video with as well. So yeah, just I see, like, me and Daraj over here. You see, Dr. Daraj is in the room now. Welcome.
Yeah. Hi.
He and I have been doing YouTube for a while, and like whenever it is that it's just him or just me, like, people don't shower us with gifts of like introductory videos or outros, and I always wish that they would. I always wish somebody would support what we're doing with video stuff to make it more entertaining, and we can just press a button and have the thing come on. And like, I have gotten one guy that, I don't know if you know where Zanzibar is. It's over on the eastern coast of Africa. um
I know it because of Tenacious D.
okay, well, there's there's a guy in our Hex community that's Norwegian, and I think some of these Norwegians, they use that spot as like a vacation or second home, or actually probably like a third or fourth home. So that place is near and dear to his heart, and he was interested in having it to where, like, if Hex continued to kick off, then all these Hexicans are going to be traveling the world, and he'd like to make an eco village over there on that island, on a piece of property that he has himself. And so he made a colored out plan, and he's had a lot of experiences and a lot of video capturing. So he made us a commercial, like I think it was a minute or a minute and 30 seconds commercial about how, like, he's making this thing. Everybody get in touch with him. Come on out. This is his website. He's swimming with dolphins and he's building tree houses. Like, come on out and participate. So that that sort of thing has happened, but like I don't know what the this is like a long time of me saying, a long story long. I haven't really figured out what is the special sauce of getting somebody to make videos for a project that I'm a part of.
Dude, you are literally talking to the guy right now.
Well, cool.
Hey, Eco.
Hey,
Yeah, thanks for that. Like, yeah, I would like a few videos for the Hex Guild. For me personally, there is this poem in Indian language called Agnipath. Or like translating it would be very difficult, but it basically goes like even if there will be tall trees in your path, you shouldn't ask for a single leaf of shade. It is going to be your struggle, and this is so I don't expect any help. If you do, it's great. On my part, I'm extremely lazy, as well as oh, like editing videos takes too much of mental energy. I was trying to do that with the last video I did on the Hex Guild, just to edit out myself, and it's like listening to you speak yourself speak the mistake again and again. Yeah, it's kind of encouraging, but one thing I wanted to say before I forget it, like stop stop calling it a sensory deprivation time. It sounds a lot cultish, which we are already been accused of. And specifically, have you guys heard of Nexium? Like, it was a cult that got, like, they got caught in the act, kind of. There were documentaries about it as well. Maybe call it personal time, man. Like, it's you don't have to call it sensory deprivation. The other suggestion that, like, I was thinking about, like, you guys were thinking about uniforms, so out of random I thought, like, hey, I think Dolomite is like uh what do uh, the jujutsu, right? You do Brazilian jiu-jitsu, right? I think. So how about
yeah.
gi and
The gi?
yeah, yeah, the whole entire version of it, like that looks cool. It's unisex, and it's fairly cheap. I would say you could get it.
That is a good
So
idea.
yeah, and the other thing I wanted to suggest was like, along with all these competitive tasks, maybe include a collaborative task as well, where all the contestants work together, and the the better the outcome, the better the payout, like.
I love that idea.
Yeah and right, so that way, like, there, and right after that, when there is a competitive task, like, you can, like, see collaborations form and break, so that kind of adds to the drama, you know.
It definitely
uh,
does, yeah.
yeah, so just my 2 cents. The other thing was
Do you have a
uh,
situation to offer though for that competitive task that you're talking about with the teaming?
like, it can be anything. Clean up a neighborhood, like, pick up plastic bottles or recycling material and get it recycled, like, whatever.
Or pick some.
We gotta think of something like a physical task that can also tie into crypto pretty well.
What if we
Yeah,
had it to where the participants had to go select civilians to learn the self-help information and be tested on it, and that's the competition?
right at this moment, I thought about it. Make the contestant do a street play. Best thing. Together, everybody like as a like hope like street plays aren't out of fashion yet. Like, for most like people doing political or general activist activity, like they do it, or maybe what you call the breakout dance, like uh, mo- the mob dance, no, you know, where everybody in the crowd,
Yeah,
everybody is mingling.
a street mob dance thing. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. That would be kind of funny if they coordinate it properly. Like it could be like great for to watch itself, and maybe we can get a, because we have a couple of like pulse chain anthem, hex anthem, whatever. You could just get them to do that, and yeah, this just came from the top of my mind right now. I haven't given thought to it. Yeah, yeah. Just wanted to say that. Yeah, like we have to, on one hand, fight the like that video is still up and it has garnered thousands of views. We have to negate it, like, yeah, X is not a cult. Persian is not a cult. Like, yeah, like, and yeah, that also reminds me, it's long due. Like, there is a, there is a what you call legal definition or medical definition to know whether the group is a cult. There is this thing called the bite model, PITE, like behavior, information, thought, thoughts, emotions, like the how. Yeah, but again, my mind keeps getting haywire, like
All right.
yeah,
So I don't call it
that's about it.
sensory deprivation anymore, but that's what it is. So it's beyond personal time. It's actually it's constraint time. It's time without devices and stimuli.
Yeah, so there I I've spoken about it on a live stream. There is something known as a semantic differential, where, yeah, the words you use do affect the people's feelings regarding the time. You can call it best idea, the zen zone, like, but I approve that, like, you don't have to like the thing sensory deprivation is, yeah, like, yeah, it has, even if you feel like it may not have negative connotations, it sounds somewhat weird, but so,
Yeah.
yeah, maybe the zen zone, or maybe meditation. Me time has been kind of been what, pervertized. When you say it is me time, people think it is time for practicing onanism. Anyways,
I like your
yeah,
idea of the outfits whenever you said that, I started thinking about wood block shoes, like what they had in the video games that I've seen. Tekken, right? They have block shoes.
Yeah. Um, I haven't played a Tekken, nor do I follow. So,
I think it's the
but
Japanese guys that have these block
see,
sandals.
Yeah,
yeah,
nah, 100%.
yeah. Wooden. See, the thing is, if everything has to be like meditated, like you remember how the jumpsuits for what was that Squid Game got popular because they were easily available for everyone to wear afterwards. So you have to like they
Was
have to be kind of unique, but yeah, everybody should be able to replicate it. Like that's kind of how things go viral. Like it has to be something that anyone can do, but not everyone can do. So if you get the point.
yeah, how does that strike you guys? Um, Having something that's easily replicable.
No, it sounds perfect to me. Like that whole gi idea sounded fine. Like it seems pretty dope because, but then at the same time, if we're doing California early in the morning, it'd be good to wear. You know what I mean? If we start early in the morning, but then like the city don't really wake up until after 7, maybe 8, usually. And by the time it's like 8:30, 9 o'clock, it's already getting too hot. So a lot of people, I know a lot of if we have women doing this too, they'll get, and they're not used to wearing a gi or something heavy like that, they'll get tired of that real quick. So like, um,
We do have to consider like built-in conflict like that though. Like, is it just annoying or is it going to be fun to watch?
yeah, not facts, understood. But then you could do we could do something light, just like where you could wear your normal stuff under it, and it's like a Naruto like cape, like what's Naruto's what's that one dude with the cape with the freaking with the clouds on it? Because it's not really like it's like a cape, but it's not like a cape, and it's like a it covers from the front to the back, and you can it kind of has like a collar to it, but the collar's like up to the top of the neck as if it's like a turtleneck. Yeah, it's pretty sick. But those things are super light and they're like nylon, and you can print anything onto them, and they're probably fairly cheap to make anyways.
Oh, that'd be cool to get like hex robes for in the house.
Yeah, something. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out something.
Oh, Eco Builder, dude, literally after I brought up Turkey, he literally just DM'd me asking to join my space tomorrow morning. So if you're gonna be around it for you, it's gonna be 10:30. We're doing a space. Turkey's asking to jump in on that.
Cool. Yeah, I'll try to make it.
Yeah, no worries either way. I'll ask him like all the pressing questions that I have and try and pick his brain. I just feel like he kind of represents meme coins on our chain. So
Do
be fun to ask him.
do you record when you do a space? Do you record it
Yeah,
or
we've been recording all these.
okay on
So
YouTube
the
or
last one's record.
Twitter?
No, just on Twitter.
Twitter.
It's
Okay.
and they're in comments under my pinned message. So the one from this morning will be relevant to you probably if you want to try and like go through it.
Oh yes. Okay.
But yeah, so we're gonna be doing a space tomorrow morning. And it's just so funny. I brought up that I never see Durkee on Spaces, and literally seconds later, he DMs me asking to join my space tomorrow. It's like
A
weird.
new all-time high. Cool. Okay. So thanks so much for the feedback, guys. Please put stuff in the Telegram, t.me/hexfoodies. The tab that reads out as Reality TV is where we're all putting our ideas and our videos, our graphics, our audios, and our text, and the plans. So hashtag concept, hashtag plan, hashtag budget. We're putting it all in there. And so this space is meant to be like an exertion, an extra extent out into interacting with everybody. So thanks y'all for being here, and I think we've just about gotten to the extent for tonight.
Yeah, this is good. I like these, like reconvening, like spreading out, getting data, reconvening. This is good.
Yeah, and so I'll forward this over to Left House and Shane, and the other guys who did audition videos, just to keep them up to par or up to time. And then Dolomite, you got anything to say?
Nothing to say. Definitely like Daraj's input 100%. And yeah, we'll see what's gonna happen.
Right on. Okay. Talk to y'all soon.
Let's go.
Have a good
All right.
night.
Yep, you too, guys. Peace.